All right, I think we have a quorum, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So you had to have 5. I'm
Okay, got him up here.
confused.
I don't think it's 5, I think it's 4,
You're probably right.
I believe. Because we're short.
Get these guys numbers.
Let's see, I think it says it in one of those.
Is it a percentage of the?
It has to be more than half, so 4 makes it. Yep, 4 makes it, because we have 6.
Okay, great.
So I think we are waiting on AC to join via Zoom. So she'll be on shortly, but in the interest of time, maybe we can just look over the minutes first, or I'll call the meeting to order. And then we'll just take a moment to look over the minutes.
I'm not making this correct. Okay. Make sure.
Oh, nice.
You're last, so. I am. You know. That's 2 seconds.
Oh.
Oh, Betty's
Okay.
Sorry.
2 seconds left. Oh, I didn't make a motion. I just said, let's just take a second to look them over, because they're very long and accurate,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, they're
wonderful. AC says she's on, but we can't see her. Let's see if,
Excuse me. Jay Mason just sent me a text and asked for the link.
I'll send her.
Oh, you got?
It wasn't in the email. I thought I heard you.
It's on the agenda. You
It's on the
see it,
agenda. It's
so-
also a mile long.
It is, it is, so. All right, so if I go to draw,
Or you want me to send them?
if you have it handy, thank you. Does your Wi-Fi work?
No, that's fine.
Ah,
I just sent it to the email list with everybody.
can you send it to AC too?
Oh.
It's on the email that everybody's on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
Thanks.
Is there any way you could get?
Yeah, I know, I've been trying to do that.
You're very,
I had to dig it out of the city's website on the agenda that was posted on the website, but it's there.
we're trying to turn your volume up, Kevin. Just a sec.
Yeah, that sharp one looks good.
Kevin
Yeah.
said it's up.
We got it.
Volume's up, the volume's up. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Nice. All right, so we'll just wait for Jay and AC.
Do you want to tell him that, just check his email?
Yeah.
Did you send an email out with the link?
Yeah, Kevin just did,
Yeah.
and I just let AC know too.
Yeah, I think the minutes look good.
Yeah.
Can I move to approve the meeting minutes?
Yep,
I move to approve the meeting minutes.
do we have a second?
Seconds.
All right, everybody in favor of approving the minutes? January 23rd? All right, motion carries. And AC is now in the waiting room. Okay, awesome. Cool, so. Jay's gonna be signing on soon, but, the next thing is the continued discussion of the summit. So. Ryan, I know you have some updates. You followed through with getting us the venue option.
Yes, I'm just gonna pull up so we have two, so I reached out to LTC came back with 2 possible dates. So we're gonna turn it to everybody, to see which of the 2 we would prefer for everyone's availability. Let's see.
So we had talked about doing this on a Saturday, in April.
Yes, so there were two. So Adam McCune said they could either do April 5th or April 12th. And that they had a slight preference for the 12th, but that they were both were available. So maybe we can all check, like, if anyone has any conflicts for one of those two dates.
For what time?
Oh, right. This is the whole day, it's a 24-hour fair.
It starts at midnight.
I guess we haven't decided time.
Yeah, so we'll pick a day first and then time.
Yeah.
Whatever we think is gonna be good for everybody. So does everyone just wanna check and see if they have any conflicts, and then we can discuss if there's a date that people like better?
I'm just gonna chime in and say, so I bought a climbing guide company, and so I'm gonna be working probably all weekends unless it's raining. So just proceed and count me out. I apologize, but I'll be working weekends.
Okay,
Congrats.
well, I know, maybe we can all go climbing after the summit.
You let me know.
Indoor climbing?
The good stuff. You're welcome to come. But yeah, I'm not available for either of those dates. I'm sorry.
No worries, we'll miss ya. Birthday is the 22nd. This year, so.
Or,
Is it on Earth Day?
yeah,
Nice,
that's a Tuesday night.
awesome,
We'll send out invites.
yeah. Be like boom, boom, celebrating.
Earth Day, Earth Day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Earth Month, Earth Day.
Yeah.
The 12th is Passover.
Oh. Yeah, so maybe to avoid any conflicts. The 5th could be a good option. Did anyone else have any conflicts though? Yeah. So I would move to do the 5th.
I mean, I can do either day.
Any second sequence?
Oh, outdoor. Second.
That
Alright.
that does put just one sustainability. That puts one meeting between now and then.
Right,
Is that adequate?
I think it's gonna have to be, so. I know we discussed submitting. Expenses to the city, for food and stuff like that. Is there anything? That either of you can think of that would make it so that we couldn't do it in time? If this is like too much of a,
I can think maybe just a estimated head count perhaps
yep,
for the food.
okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm just sort of, okay. And maybe like. Maybe just like a few of us not violating open meeting law. Can meet to discuss any logistics, like I know Ryan and I kind of been working on stuff with whoever else. Even the people that aren't official members can kind of, if we want to get together between now and.
Yeah, so we just need to,
Do some, like some informal planning, since we only have these monthly meetings.
right, so if we make the decisions here and then we're carrying out the decisions
Yes,
in the meeting, then I think that's different, right, than maintenance.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So we had a motion and a second for the 5th. So, should we all take a vote? Who is in favor of doing the summit on April 5th? All right, great.
Yeah.
The 5th it is, April 5th.
The only thing I would say is we have to check, let's make sure Catherine's available,
That's true.
because she is gonna present. Right, it's like. what
Yeah.
her-
And the two of you.
I'm available.
I should be around. Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. So we can probably start sending invitations out like ASAP to just make sure that now that we have a date. So, and I know you've got an invite list, so we're going on that. So, after this meeting, I'll share sort of the summit folder with everybody and like maybe some like tasks for input. I know we've kind of seen a lot of these documents already, but just for anyone that hasn't, so we can add to a contact list for the invites to go out. If you have any really great ideas for people you want to invite, definitely add to the list. And then, we've got the flyer ready, for the event, so we can include that in the invite. And then we also have calls for nominations for the Green Awards that we do every year, so we have like a flyer for that. We now have the Lowell Sustainability Council email that we can get into. So that's great. So that's what we'll use for like RSVP stuff. And then for the call for nomination form responses. And then we also have a Google form that if people don't want to fill out like the PDF form, they can just do it in like the Google form and nominate people that way. And it all goes to like a nice little spreadsheet. So, and if any of us, we can also nominate people and businesses in the city too. So if any one of us has any specific ideas, please include those. I think we should give Jay an award since he's not here to hear it. And so we've already kind of discussed that, so we'll kind of work offline about that.
She's it.
Great,
perfect.
okay,
Tell her to save the date.
yeah, yeah,
He's good.
awesome, thank you. Okay, great. I don't think there's anything we need to vote on for the Senate, other than the dates.
Yeah, do we, in terms of the head count, like, will we want to send the estimate? Okay, like, here, like at this meeting probably, so that it's, we have enough time to get that back from the city council.
I think it's mostly for like food and stuff, right? So for head count, I would say probably 50 people. And would it be better if I sent that as like an email? So that you have it, or is this enough?
If you say that, I mean, I can, it's recorded and.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say 50 people as an estimate, and then if we get a bunch of RSVPs back, that we think it'll be over 50, I can tell you.
So with that, we would say like, we estimate this many people, and then we would give like a list of what we. What kind of foods you guys want us to pick.
Yeah,
We did that already, right?
yeah, there's a list of approved vendors that Catherine let us know, and we gave like the first 3 choices. For vendors, so I guess you've got the head count, and what we usually do is like light breakfast with coffee, like fruit and stuff like that, like light stuff. And then we'll do a lunch, that is substantial.
What time,
Oh, yeah.
is
What
this?
time?
To and from it?
Yeah,
Ish.
so let's discuss that. In the past, yeah, in the past, we've done like a 10 to 2. But I'm just open to feedback on if people think that's,
Is that, I don't know, is that felt long? Isn't it? It sounds a little long to me, isn't it?
I agree. I agree. It kind of feels like we have to hurry to
Okay.
keep up. But if we have a lighter agenda for the summit, like I'm not sure, we usually have a keynote speaker. And I kind of feel like as the first year of sustainability director with the summit, maybe Catherine could be, because there's just so much for her to share. It would be really good to give her kind of like the spotlight. Since it's, I don't know, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's about all that's been accomplished in the sustainability division and council and division, right?
Yeah, well, we've had it in the past, like, we've had like Professor, like John Woodring, but like it was more of like a sustainability and Lowell, but we've never had a sustainability department. And so much has gone on. That I feel like it would really shine such a nice light on what the city's been able to accomplish with the sustainability department, like celebrating that.
That's what's been our theme, right? Celebrating clients.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would love to invite.
does anyone have any other like thoughts on like
That's,
yeah,
it's a good idea.
yeah, or if there's another person that you think should really like, we can have more than one speaker too.
Yeah, it makes it easy too. Like Catherine's gonna be here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than speakers, will there be an activity?
No link?
Oh, there was a link in the email if he was on.
Yeah.
You can't.
Just use it.
No, let me, I'm sorry, AC, what did you say? I can,
Other than speakers, is there gonna be an activity?
yes. All right, I'm gonna
And
just,
what,
Yeah, we worked out.
yeah, there's a, sort of like an agenda, I can text him this one now.
Just gonna open that up really quick. We put together like a rough agenda.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of a stacked agenda and we can, we still have one meeting left to finalize everything if we need to, but I think having the time frame is probably the most important thing so that we can put it on the invitation now. So I guess I wouldn't cut it down to less than 3 hours.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah. Please.
Maybe shift it so you don't have to provide 2 meals, like just lunch
Or like a brunch.
or an earlier, yeah, earlier, so
brunch.
this just, yeah, a brunch, but like, it just seems like a lot to do 2 breakfast and lunch. Or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
it just seems like a lot more money, a lot more time for people to, you know, stop and sit down and eat.
yeah,
I don't know, it just seems like if we get it done in 3 hours, I just think one or the other. And maybe
Yeah.
9 to 12.
I would agree. Yeah. That it might
Or
be
12 to
difficult
3.
That's the food fit into like one.
yeah, we could maybe just have like coffee when you get there, if people like coffee and then a lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they ate breakfast.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. We could totally,
Huh?
2.
That's good.
yeah,
Yeah, feels good.
That seems reasonable, shorter with a shorter time frame.
yeah,
Yeah,
So I got the agenda here.
Awesome.
Would you like me to just like overview it really quick?
yeah,
So we've got, well, as of now, 10 to 10:15, networking and like food, so just be like coffee time, from 11 to 11:15. We can adjust the times. 10:15 to 10:30, some kind of icebreaker. 10:30 to 11:45, so about 45 minutes. An intro to the Sustainability Council.
yeah, we can probably shorten that.
I was thinking that too.
I would say,
45 minutes long.
yeah. Unless I'm really.
Yeah. We had like some slides that you all presented like in the last couple.
Oh, yeah, we could maybe just,
It's like a 10-minute.
yeah,
I actually have them here.
oh, nice.
You want me to send it?
I think it's on the drive, right?
Yeah. Just gonna put a note side to shorten that,
Yeah,
and then start at 11, so.
yeah,
11 to 2, right?
I like 11 to 2 a lot. What does everybody else think? Is it too late?
Like, it assumes that we're providing one meal lunch.
Yeah. people
We
can do
get
something in the
stuff done,
morning.
Yeah, get
or-
stuff done. in the morning.
bed or whatever. And then be done at 2.
Yeah, so intro to Sustainability Council, maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Keynote, that one is, this is half an hour.
Yeah.
And that would be, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have political panel.
Yeah, so that we can keep or not keep depending on how many people respond. It's a really great way to drive home a point of how awesome sustainability is to the local elected officials. And it is an election year this year. So it's kind of a nice way to establish relationships with the council and current and prospective leaders. So I would say let's send out invites to like people, anybody that we can think of. And last year we had like a list of questions that we like wanted to ask them, and whoever wants to moderate can moderate, but maybe we kind of have a rough agenda of it now and then finalize it at the next, between now and the next meeting, if that.
Yeah,
with
so,
RSVPs and stuff.
so like between now and next meeting, would we be drafting, the list of people or, sending the invites?
No, we would be sending the invites with like, as like tomorrow
Okay.
or whenever. So let's have a deadline of people you wanna add to the list for invites of maybe Monday. And then we'll send invites out by Monday.
These are city council candidates or, beyond that as well.
Beyond can be fine. So I think we had someone last year, who was running for something in Tewksbury. It wasn't school committee, it was like something.
I know who you're talking about, the lady that came.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she was with the water group somehow.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, but we have like, we've had school committee, candidates.
Jay answered, he might be a good one to have on a discussion.
He would be, he did not answer. Yeah, he has notification silent, I'm gonna notify anyway. That's a weird option.
I didn't know you said something.
But yeah, I'm sure, Jay has some good ideas, so, we can I'll send a follow-up email with action stuff for next by Saturday. And then we can,
Yeah, I'm just thinking, we have that list of contacts for just general invites. Do we want to create like a separate tab for,
political,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
I think we could, and then maybe in that invite, we just say like, also, would you like to speak, have an opportunity to speak on the panel? Something that takes up some time in the agendas in the past has been like, if we have someone who's already an elected official and we like acknowledge them and ask if they want to speak, they usually want to speak, so like, maybe we're just giving them the option of participating on the panel. And maybe just the time of the panel, so they know what window of time to show up in, because usually they don't stay for long. Oh, Jay's in. Jay, you made it.
He's in the car.
Well, thanks for making it. You're on mute if you are saying something, but if not, we're happy you're here. We're just discussing the summit agenda. And we've set a date for April 5th.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Oh, great. Okay, I don't want to overwhelm. I just want to make sure I was connected.
You're not overwhelming. I hope you're not actively driving.
No, I just pulled over.
Oh, nice. Okay. Good. We want you to be safe. So we were just discussing the agenda for the summit. We, voted on an, available date of April 5th. Are you available that day?
I will find out, but I think so.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, yeah, April 12th was our alternate date, but that's Passover, so we decided to go with the 5th. And
I'm gonna be out the 9th through the 15th.
oh, well, great. So that's the best day that works for you too.
Yep.
Yay, I like how that worked out. Okay, so, so we're gonna put together a list of invites to send out, by Monday, since the date is quickly approaching. We're thinking of putting a separate list together of, to make up a political panel of, candidates for office or people that are already in office locally, like we did last time. So, I'll send up a send a follow-up email to make sure we get all the names up there, and we can add names after the fact if we want to. All right, so those are like the immediate things.
The political panel, do you want me to do like the last little?
Yeah.
Something, okay. So yeah, political panel, half hour. Then we have a break for half an hour, so that could be the lunch.
Yeah, and we can maybe, since it's a shorter program, maybe we have like, see how it says breakout groups below it? Maybe we have like lunch and breakout groups be together. I don't care if people talk long. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good, and that gives them something to talk about. with
Yeah.
other people, yeah.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
And then we have the awards at the end. And then we have this, so this is half hour that said next steps. I wonder if we maybe just have like a closing or something.
Yes, that came out of the sort of, it was like an icebreaker, but also breakout groups. So it was kind of like getting feedback from what people thought that Lowell should focus on sustainability, like what they thought was most important. So that next steps portion was us just aggregating all the answers and then reading out like what the top responses were. Yeah, yeah, so, and I bet like with Catherine's, keynote, like a lot of those things would sort of like feed into that, because so much has been done, so, it might be a good complement to that. So if anybody has been, so the way we thought of the breakout, like the icebreaker and stuff was like, I think it was an event that I had been to that seemed to work out really well, so, and I know everybody else here goes to like those brainstorming of that. So if you have like a idea of like an exercise that worked really well, that got people like talking to each other and like generating good ideas. Small areas, yeah. Yeah. Does anyone have a, like, anything else that they would add to this or change? We have time to think about it too. So what we'll do is we'll get invites out first and foremost, and the flyers and the nomination form, immediate actions, and then, we'll, gather RSVPs between now and the next meeting, and then the next meeting, like, when we know about sort of like what size of a crowd to expect. I'm guessing would maybe be around 40 to 50 people. We can just finalize, this, agenda, and then also designate who does what. So if anybody wants to moderate the panel or, give instructions for breakout groups or present what LSC does, or give a fun, couple minute breakdown of something like styrofoam ban or something that you worked on that you really want to like present and highlight. this is a good opportunity for that. And it's just really, really fun. And the crowd's usually like great. Yeah,
Finally happened.
it's happening. We have a date. That's like, we have a date, we have a venue, we have a date, you know. Maybe it's gonna open in the high school. So it's, so, and LTC is a great venue for us. Yeah, then, yes. All right, does anybody have anything further to discuss on that?
This is Jay.
Yeah, Jake.
I was wondering if there was going to be a in-between meetings subcommittee meeting to go over any planning. I'd be happy to participate if so.
Yeah, we'll do something. We're not gonna break open meeting law, so we're gonna limit it to, but Jay, you can come no matter what, because you're not official member anymore, so yeah, for sure. We're gonna have like sort of like an informal, just because in the interest of time, because we only have so much time in these monthly meetings, to hammer out some more details. So TBD, I'll send out an invite for that. And I'm wondering, does it make sense to kind of take out of order just so we don't, just so we understand, because it might affect some of the other, oh yeah, the new business of the LSC charter revision. Is there anything like pressing we should know for this meeting or? So there's been, so it was presented at the city council meeting.
right.
So it got sent back to the managers.
But it got sent back to the manager's office, okay. All right. Yeah, it would be great if we could have like a discussion on that, just in case we have anything that we need to know now.
Like we're not letting stuff.
Yeah, like not having a subcommittee, yeah. I was trying to be subtle about it, you know. So this is the letter. Yeah, okay, so the letter's included in here. An ordinance update. And
But whatever was proposed wasn't voted on anyways, correct?
right, but it might be. So I guess. I'm sorry, I'm such a newbie at this, but what are the steps for us to give? For like communication of this to us and then for us to say. This would kind of hinder our operations, or we love this idea, or like, what's that process like?
So I read this when it came out to city council, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So I don't,
I'm good.
have any other information for
Okay,
you.
we're in the same
Um,
boat.
From my understanding, is it something that they are putting together at a higher level?
Yeah,
And it's not really open to input for me. And I don't know about you guys, so that would be, I have no idea,
okay,
That's
I have
like-
no more information for you, other than what you have here is what I have.
okay. So who would be the person? So I've talked to Corey a little bit about
He would
this.
be the first.
He'd be the person, okay, so let's just take a moment, maybe since this might be the first time other people are seeing this, to read this over. And if anybody has any like glaring, hey, this might be a problem. Let's identify that, and I guess we can always raise that with Corey, and it may or may not get changed, but at least we have the opportunity for feedback.
Just to make sure, what's the title of the document you guys are looking at? Because I want to find it on the
Sorry,
computer too.
did this get sent out to all of us?
So,
Okay,
but if you go on to the agenda on the city council, on the website, there is a link.
I think I have it in my email, actually.
What is it? So I'm looking for the right thing.
Yeah, it is an ordinance. It didn't come with a letter, but, it's an ordinance and it was in the city, it was presented in city council and it was changing it was an ordinance update to the sustainability council.
Okay, I'll find it. Thank you.
Oh, you found it already?
No, I know what you're talking about now, because I didn't know what you're talking about that or there's another agenda item. Sorry.
Got it, okay. Do you want me to email it to you or you found it? You got it? Okay.
I'm seeing, the need for officers.
Yeah, which we don't have.
That's what I was wondering about.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch the city council, but Jay spoke at the city council.
Yeah, and Steve, you did too, right?
I spoke on another item.
Yeah.
But I was there, for this discussion.
So it got sent back for further.
Yeah, if you, it's actually worth watching on LTC. It's the last item on the agenda, so you just go to the end of the file and then back
Oh, wow.
up 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's pretty interesting. What happened at the end? Councilor Janess made a motion to send the ordinance back to the manager's office. Those are his words. For a revision, and Councilor Janess was concerned that everybody who needs to see it sees
See it?
so, yeah, I mean, I'm, I'm not here to get involved in your.
We appreciate it. I would not have known about it.
My understanding is that they have to have three, for an ordinance, they have to have 3 readings. And during those readings, anybody can give input into the document, so. My analysis of what happened was that this was supposed to be the first reading, but it was sent back to the manager's office, so I don't know if that counts as the first reading or not.
Oh, okay.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
We might have,
folks who know how the city works better than I should.
yeah,
Yeah, I think just review the last city council meeting.
okay.
That part of it, that'll help out. I guess in my experience of how other places I've been, this kind of seems ordinary.
Yeah.
to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks to me like,
Yeah.
Just, the only thing I'd be interested in is just to compare with what the previous version was, because it was like.
It's hard to know what's the change in an update.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
agree. So Jay, I can forward to everyone. Jay like highlighted the old one versus this one.
Oh,
And I
good.
can, yeah, that's right. So we can share that.
I
And-
can't find it if you can send it my way.
Um. Um. oh, um, I'm forwarding it to you right now. All right, it's in your inbox now. So, do we know when the second reading might be for this? Or what the plans for communication of this to us would be?
We don't, we don't make those.
Yeah, at this point, since
The
it's
city manager decides what goes on.
So,
Yeah.
like, more or less, because like. Officially, we don't have like a relationship with the city council, right? Like, we could individually as people. Go and speak about. Is that right?
As people, but not as members of the sustainability.
Right.
Yeah, as
Yeah, yeah.
individual
Right.
citizens, yeah.
Okay. Something to review.
Just for like the future, how would things like this be communicated to the council it's affecting? Because it seems like it wasn't communicated. And
I'm not sure if this is something you probably do check out with Corey, if it's a collaborative process or just something they do administratively and then they let you know when it's done. So like, as an employee of the city,
Yeah.
for example, they don't consult me, like if they have HR changes and things like that, they just make those decisions and then they send them to us and let us know. So, and I know that as part, that you guys are considered like employees of the city.
Yeah,
Yeah, certain things. So I don't know if it's a collaborative process or not, like, we don't get to collaborate in policy
yeah,
that they make, that affects us, and I'm not sure if it's the same.
okay. Yeah, I think just what I'm reading, I think, and I think this is the same thing that maybe Jay spoke on. But the people that are making these decisions might not be actively at our meetings. So they might not understand like how we operate a little bit differently as some of the other boards do. Like, for instance, in order to recruit members, we invite non-members to come to meetings to kind of like see what we're about, all that stuff. And so we would want to kind of like give those people opportunities to talk. And, I think one is like, should a non-member wish to speak on an agenda item, they have to register 24 hours in advance, which totally makes sense for like other maybe more formal meetings, but not really here. So,
It's supposed to be a form.
Michaela,
yep, Jay,
I just want to weigh in if I could.
yeah,
The whole mission and concept, as I understand it, of the Sustainability Council is to encourage education of the public of sustainability items of interest and concern. And if you have a meeting and people walk in and all of a sudden they hear about recycling or carbon sequestration or anything of that nature that has to do with sustainability, and they need an opportunity to be heard. They need an opportunity to speak up. We can't stifle the public from an interactive process of education. That's what we're all about. So that seemed really strange to me, and I'm hoping that doesn't come back.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just one thing. So I know this is a formal meeting. I guess what I meant by that was like, it's not like a zoning board meeting where someone has to register to like bring up an item and then they get heard and then there's a decision that gets made. Or it's not, it's like a city council meeting where like I have to register to speak and get heard on like, it's a little bit more.
The
informal.
only thing I can compare it to is as an employee, like, the city decides what my role is.
Yeah.
And what, sort of how I'm to operate. And so that's how I'm reading it, that it's sort of just they're making decisions if they want to align things. This memo said they were aligning things with the other boards. So if that's their decision, I mean, that's something you could take up with them.
Yeah,
But, I mean, I have no inputs or, direct contact with the city manager or Corey or anything like that.
okay. I mean, if my boss changed my job overnight and didn't give me input, I'd probably quit my job. So,
I mean, that's an option.
yeah. Not to say that that's what I want, but I would just say it's not, and I would not want to change an employee's job without asking them about it first.
I mean, I don't know what other information.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm hearing that our opportunity for like input or feedback would maybe be through Corey. Does anybody else have anything that they'd like to?
I just I have like one or two notes on this.
Yeah.
So the first being just kind of a silly thing, but under membership appointment term qualification, the alphabet goes A, B, C, B, C, D, E. So we could just fix the lettering. But there's on the first B on that section, there's a section talking about a member's appointment satisfactory proof of residency or education shall be provided. I don't know what are the education requirements. I mean, residency is pretty straightforward, but like, is there a job description that says you must have a such and such high school diploma, college degree, relevant college degree, etc.? I don't know. The second one being that the secretary. So right now, I think our meetings are being recorded and notes are being taken not by a member, is that correct?
Right,
So I think that would put the onus on the council to do their own record keeping.
it should be done by a
Yeah,
member.
it's strange to me that someone outside does,
Yeah.
I've never seen a lot.
Ever since I've been on the council.
Yeah, I
it's
always
someone
thought that was strange, that why doesn't this maybe do
Yeah,
its own?
we could do that.
Yeah, it always, yeah.
And I'm just saying that that's a departure from the norm, so that's,
Yeah,
I want to make a note, and it's fine. I'm not upset with it or anything. I'm just,
yeah,
so those are my three main things.
good notes.
I mean, is there a transcript with this recording? Can we just, or is it like a speech to text, so it would be fast if we were to do it ourselves? Or do we have to elect a secretary or somebody that's responsible for note keeping?
Yeah, so this has, that it would have officers, including the secretary. So, yeah.
I think that is a Zoom feature, though, if we could get that, and then the secretary might just be responsible for scrubbing the notes just to make sure there's no like big errors.
Would be nice.
Yeah. How are the notes done now?
I take notes and I also rewatch the meeting and I, I sort of summarize and go through and try to hit all the high points for it.
Wowza,
Thank you.
take a long time. Okay, awesome. So this would be a change. I'm happy, I'm happy to have someone take notes or maybe do a rotating thing, or no, does it have to be? Yeah, I guess so. So think about, if anyone wants to run for the esteemed.
I have been on many a committee, and that is the least favorite job.
Yeah. I don't mind taking notes actually, but it limits your own participation, which is the biggest thing that I've noticed.
I guess in a way too, you have the luxury of it being recorded.
Yeah, I love these
The old
meetings.
days you didn't.
Yeah. I love these meetings, but I don't know if I'd sit through it again for it. Sorry.
To the future Cynthia watching this again later, thank you.
Yeah, I know, sorry. Thank you, future Cynthia. I know. I know.
Okay, I see here. Any member of Sustainability Council may, after notice, be removed by the city manager for cause. And I'm just kind of interested, like, what the
Yeah.
what cause?
So. It's probably just, I don't know, they probably just like, don't be a. person that- Yeah, but cause, it would be nice to embellish on what cause would be.
Because there is one requirement, like if a failure to maintain order or decorum. Okay.
I honestly, I was thinking it was more of if someone is a little bit more demanding and insistent on a policy that this is not aligning with the council.
I've seen some city council meetings that
Yeah.
people have been pretty insistent. So. Oh, hello, we have another member. Honorary member. Hi. Not interested.
The next one is saying that if you don't attend one half of the scheduled meetings, that
Yeah.
is for cause.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
one.
yeah, so, don't do more than 6 meetings a year. You can. And we have a Zoom option, so. Okay, anything else? Yeah, my biggest one was the non-member speaking, but these are also very good notes. Um. Anything, so. I guess. Next steps could be maybe. Me asking, I can reach out to Corey and ask when the second readings are gonna be, the second readings are gonna be. And maybe that,
Be the first reading.
or maybe the first reading, yeah, the first reading. What the next steps are for us to kind of. offer some thoughts and ask for some detail on some of the things that are unclear so that we can comply with the rules.
Hey, Michaela,
Yeah, Jay.
I'm sorry, I can't raise my hand, so I can't tell if I'm speaking out of order, but I had a little point I wanted to make if I could.
Yeah,
I would suggest, if it makes sense to you all, maybe ask the sustainability division or the manager or somebody to define what cause might mean or what decorum might mean. You know, if you have questions about some of these terms, maybe just get a list of questions in front of the administration and then, you know, those things can be cleared up.
Yes.
yep,
The other thing is, if you are willing to take on the role of a secretary, which is a substantial piece of work, even if you're scrubbing, you know, a pre-made audio file, that's still a bunch of work. If the council wants to do that, you might want to take a vote and just make sure everybody's on board with that, just to, because that, you know, that's going to be you know, some effort. That's all.
yeah, that's true. Jay, have we had like chair, vice chair, secretaries on this council in the past, do you know?
No, we just had a chair and maybe a vice chair, but I think that was pretty informal. I don't think there's anything in the charter, the original charter, which I sent you all a copy. I don't remember for sure, but I think it was just a chair.
Okay. Oh, we've got our hand raised. What's your name?
This is River.
Oh, River.
Um,
Do you have a
what-
question, Ken?
Jay got me thinking about something else though. I did want to go back to, if this is like if this is going to be updated and it has a purpose of the council, I do think that, you know, reading like establishment, function and purpose, section B, it talks about advocate for green design, construction, development practices in the city of Lowell, research, identify policies, programs, and education that will increase sustainability and reduce environmental impacts of buildings. Yeah, I think just like making sure that we have the definition of what the like the scope of sustainability. So if we're talking about a styrofoam ban in the city, or like more like waste and pollution type of advocacy versus, you know, like building updates, or if we're talking about what there's actually a social program that would really be more sustainable, can we advocate for that? No, it's not in our scope because it doesn't seem like a green building or infrastructure thing. So I just, if we're gonna basically like update the charter, I think having a good definition of what sustainability is essential. And
Kevin, could I echo that real quick? I completely agree. And I think that language is the exact same language from when we first did things. It should be looked at and quite possibly updated.
Yep. Yeah.
No, it kind of to expand on that, would it also include green spaces and how those are managed as well?
Mm-hmm.
Cause I think like lawns and how we can better sustainably have lawns and lower, like, you know what I mean? That is part of sustainability.
I would just need a better wide open general definition of that, so that way it just
Yeah.
encompasses everything automatically.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
like a remnant of like
So-
the green, what was it,
Yeah,
like a green
Green
building?
Building
Green Building
Council.
Council.
Yeah, it sounds like it's
Yeah.
for that.
You know, and further note taking, you know, it was, just have someone maybe do it, just take a turn once a month, so it's just a different person, so it's not.
Yeah, so you can, yeah, I think that's. good. So do we want to try to take another stab at section B and update it while the city's updating it?
Just another version.
Yeah. I think we have something written that's more updated. There was I think we kind of did a consensus of like our top goals and stuff like that. So maybe we can get started with that. Is there a deadline, do you know, for these all to be finished up?
Yeah.
That's all anybody
Yeah.
knows.
Okay. It's nice that they're getting them all like
Yeah.
up to date. That's a very good effort.
And I guess one last thought with the broad definition of sustainability piece too.
Yeah.
If we have that, I'm just reading like section B and all the like 1, 2, 3, 4. It seems like the scope is being that the Sustainability Council advises and works with the Division of Sustainability. So maybe just like locking those two, making sure that those two pieces are work well, mesh well together. Hey, no.
Yes, River, that's right.
And like, I don't know, I'm just curious why this council is not able to make recommendations to like a wider, outside of just the sustainability division. Like if a decision had to be made by like the city council, like, why don't we have the ability to like make a recommendation to that body? More directly, that's just
It's just a chain of command thing.
Yeah.
I think I could go through the same thing.
fair enough.
I
Yeah.
can't just go directly to the city.
Yeah.
Or I can't go like to the city manager. So we have to go through proper chain of command. And that's probably they're just carrying that through here.
Yes, I think in the past, we've written letters, like public letters of support, right, for certain things. And sent them, city council, CC, city manager, since we're city manager appointed. Forward, so is something like that, okay, like if it's just a letter?
Like it has to go, everything has to go through the chain. So like, say if you gave it to me, I would have to give it to Catherine. She would have to give it to Paul St. Cyr, who would have to take it probably to the city manager or whoever is supposed to take whatever that document is to.
Okay,
But we could write it.
we could write it,
You can write it.
You know, this is a little new for us too, because sustainability divisions.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah,
so maybe this is a good opportunity for us to kind of like hammer out what works best for you guys and expectations of us. And maybe this is a good thing for us. So yeah, it would be great to hear too from Catherine. So is Catherine not going to be attending these meetings anymore?
Not regularly.
Okay,
I'm not saying that she never will, but she's just got a lot of grant management to do right now.
yeah. I do too. Okay. So would we, if we have suggestions, we would just go through you guys and. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So, sorry, anything else?
No, no, I was just wondering if you're, like, do you send an email for us to
Mark.
put our input? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what I'll do is mark this up with some of people's thoughts. And you can add them, like maybe as comments on a PDF. I don't know if people can do that. Or you can also just respond to the email, like section B, I think should say this. This is a good opportunity for us to kind of brainstorm on like shaping the council on, like our input for approval for the sustainability division, but if we want to rewrite some of this older language, and get the take from the city, I think it might make sense, especially lining it up with the whole forward plan. Like some of the language there's there. Section 1 seems pretty. There might be some things we want to add. Like the tree stuff would be great, the tree. Tree action, that's that. All right, anything else on this? What do you guys think?
I think you can make recommendations, but there's no guarantee that
Yeah,
some wrong, whatever.
yeah.
Really.
I know. We'll see, we'll see what gets out of it, yeah. It's kind of a brainstorm, but not really. More of a,
Agreement.
please consider this. All right, we'll move on. So it is 7:34. My goodness. So let's, talk about the C is very quick. We want to talk about a little bit about the specialized stretch code? I think the last we left with the other meeting was like maybe inviting people to speak, but you already did that at 3:50. So is there anything that you can see us working together on?
So 350 Mass had Dylan Patel, who is the,
He's the Northeast coordinator for green communities.
yes, he says he's working with Catherine and her staff. And gave a little presentation, and I sent it to you guys. So 48 municipalities have adopted the specialized stretch code, including Worcester. So we went over some questions like questions that Mary had brought up about it raising costs for like low-income housing, and basically 350 Mass wants to push for the specialized stretch code. They want to go in front of the city council, maybe make a presentation, and they're wondering if we could join forces with them or what our plan is so that we could maybe do it together.
Yeah.
Get, full sustainability council's help.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's another one of those things where, like, as a council, we could write a letter of recommendation, and then as individual, like, we're not able to write as a, so having the city council to speak as a council, but we could individually show up to do that. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the city council has to vote on this, right? For Lowell to accept the specialized stretch code?
That, I'm not sure,
I don't know.
because it might be
Or
enough,
is it Catherine?
might be enough, for Catherine's division just to decide that they want to go for the climate leaders cities category, and this is part of getting there. I mean, so I'm not sure what the city council needs to do, but I think at this stage, the more people who talk about it and sort of weigh in on the project.
Educate.
Yeah,
Yep.
educate. I can't see why the sustainability director would be opposed to that. But again, I don't know what to qualify for that designation, whether the council needs to, the city council needs to act or not. Adopting the specialized stretch code is not the only requirement for the city to become a climate leader city, which has a lot of advantages. There's a lot more grant money that's available with municipality with that designation. But as it stands now, and as I understand the process, Lowell, there are only two more requirements for Lowell to qualify as a climate leader. One is to have adopted the specialized stretch code, and the other is to have developed a plan for decarbonizing the vehicle fleet. there's no mandate in that, requirement,
Mhm.
but they do, you do need to submit a plan for, decarbonizing the fleet. So
Mhm.
that's, that and the specialized stretch code, are I think the only two things that would need to be done. Of course, the city could adopt a specialized stretch code by itself. Without, getting into the more, probably the more difficult process of developing a plan for electrification of the vehicle fleet. I think that's there's a lot of work there. So. Yeah, I mean, I think just educating people about, what it is. It's actually a small step. From where we
It's
are
not-
now.
Yeah.
It's
not that much.
it's not, something that's gonna disrupt anything.
Right,
as
and
far
that
as I
might be
can
what
tell.
people are thinking,
That's-
but
yeah.
I mean, it's what I got until you read it, like, oh, this is kind of like.
Yeah, it's
not
it's
affecting
it's a
existing
small
things.
step, but it's an important one for advancing the city's designation.
You want to spread the word as best as you can, so there's not any, try to get as least amount of pushback on it.
Yeah.
Take the time to get it out there. I mean, you probably could just say, do it tomorrow and put it through, but it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Try to take the time just to get it out there, right?
Yeah. Do you know what the city had to do to adopt its existing?
The green
energy code?
communities,
The
the original, so that
stretch code that we have now.
yeah, so that was before my time, but I actually got into this before there was green community. So the initial process is a lot more lengthy and detailed to get into, become a green community as it would be to become the
Yeah.
enhancement. Yeah, so that takes some time. You do have to get the buy-in, say, from the school department and the city or town. There's more work to be done there. Just become a green community.
Yes.
As opposed to make this next step.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, this is what you sent out, right? Or is this a different?
No. I think
So really
that's
the
what
only-
we've had before.
Oh, okay.
The only community that's kind of similar to Lowell that has adopted it, I would say, is Worcester.
Yeah.
We've started kind of talk back and forth with them a little bit. see-
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's a
And,
lot
and
of
Salem too.
Salem, yeah,
What is?
48 communities, 30% of the mass population. Oh, sorry, Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to add that I believe Beverly is going through the process now. They're having a vote on this shortly. And I was at the 350 meeting last night, and Stephen can speak to this probably better than I. But Dylan Patel from DOHR came and did a presentation. He's been helping these communities. He's helping Beverly. He's a great resource and has a lot of information available for people who have questions about the specialized stretch code. And he's very, I think, willing and available. So the council might want to invite him to a meeting, perhaps. I'll leave it up to you all, but I just want to mention his contact.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, as far as the council, we want to write a letter of support for the special
But who,
two.
yeah, who,
I think it would be to Catherine, right?
Yeah, and she would pass it up the chain.
So whoever is concerned, whoever's
Yeah.
making the decision.
And we can also like, in order to, help educate, like, cause that's one of our main functions, right? And it even says establish a local committee to advise, coordinate and or lead clean energy and climate activities. So like, in order to like educate the public, we could even just say like on our Facebook page, like, here's our letter from the, LSC. We're in support of the specialized stretch code because of these things, and this is what it means, and then kind of like spread the word there that we're kind of, it's something that's on our like, yes, we like this list.
I think, and I don't know, but I know, all the communications have to go through. Melissa.
Yeah, she gave us a whole presentation on like
Yeah,
what we
so-
can and what we can't say. And I think that wasn't, we can't respond to any comments. But anything that's like surrounding what we do,
Can't delete any comments,
we
right?
can't delete any we can't delete any comments. So,
So. Steve, what do you think what else will 350 Mass need from both Sustainability Council? Because are they planning on going to the city council?
Well, I'm not really sure what the pathway forward is, on this. But we're pretty sure that this is the way forward. So, you know, at this point, just, well, we're gonna get together and, some of us in 350 are gonna talk about how we think we should move forward here. And we maybe could answer your question a little better after that. But I think right now, I mean, it's, like I said, just educating people and sort of spelling any kind of fears or hesitation or, you know, any kind of questions that they might have.
yeah, I think the biggest thing is just saying like, this isn't acute, like, this isn't going to be like an earth shattering change for the city. It's just kind of like Jackman.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think the transportation thing is be hard.
The fleet, I think so it's just it's a plan and a policy, right? It's, so that, I think,
It's like a guideline or a roadmap.
Yeah.
What you can and cannot do.
yeah,
It's a little fuzzy.
So I mean, that may or may not be bad, and there might be like,
Yeah, but coming to that place is going to be difficult, I
Yeah.
think.
I
you
think,
might get some pushback.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of support, like, for the city of Lowell, at the very least, like, having a reputation of being a sustainable city, you know, and so I think if, I don't know, it seems to me that people would be supportive of a plan like that, especially if they don't have to commit to all of the water. I wish that everyone was interested in following through.
I mean, I think the concerns are going to be that, oh, this is going to discourage developers from developing new housing. It's not really true. But I think that's probably going to be the major objection that some folks may have. So again, it's just about sort of dispelling the fears. Yeah.
Yeah, after watching that presentation last night, and I did go on to that webinar link that you sent.
Oh, the one on the 25th?
Yeah, a lot of that was coding and, you know, codes and whatever,
Oh,
but it just does not seem like it's a big jump a big jump from basic to stretch codes, but from stretch codes to specialized stretch codes.
Mhm.
Didn't seem like that much extra of a putting people out, like we talked about last time, it's just new construction and the incentives kind of
The incentives outweigh
outweigh the costs.
the small increase in costs that they've found. Apparently somebody did a survey in cities that have already adopted this, and they have basically estimated that there's about 1 to 4% premium.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there are state incentives to more than offset that, and of course, long term, there's no question that it's.
But I guess it's not just specialized stretch code. I guess we should more push for going from green community to climate.
I think that's where we want to
Yeah.
get to. I'm not sure that
Is that too much of a
It might be
bite?
too big of a bite. I don't know.
I think you could talk about it like in conjunction, right? Like, I think one thing to chip off the block would be specialized stretch code, which wouldn't be too much of a jump. And then we say, we only have this other thing to knock off, and it's really just a plan,
Yeah.
so let's just do it.
Yeah.
Then it's like an even easier sell.
Yeah.
Does your team work a lot with the municipal fleet management stuff? Like, how does that?
Catherine does. I don't have to-
Yeah, we do have, I mean, we have access to what we have from. Because that's part of green communities, we put annual reports.
Yep,
Your vehicles
yep.
we have.
Do we have any electric vehicles? I feel like we have
Yeah,
something. The bus, the cool bus. right?
oh,
That's
yeah.
electric, right?
Yeah.
How's that thing running?
Oh, don't go.
Full bus?
Okay, never mind. Let's start with buses. Let's start with smaller cars.
Yeah,
Bookmobile?
yeah,
The bucket.
Yeah.
You know, the-
yeah, if there is, it's not too many,
Okay,
yeah.
It's much harder than you think it is. It's very difficult.
Yeah. you have to put the charge
You
in.
get the infrastructure, then you need the mechanics,
Yeah,
then you need the parts. to
Yep.
Fix the vehicles, and then they can be on back order. When I was,
oh, sure.
yeah, there was a few places where I worked at where they try to, get some police vehicles and well, it turns out you can't have the light bar on the roof because the way it's constructed and they have the light bar in the
Oh,
window,
sure.
so the tall people couldn't drive.
Yes.
The police car, and then they had a couple of Ford F-150 Lightning that were on, back order for 2 years. So I mean, so you run into those issues too.
Nope, understandable, understandable.
Well, there's been a big problem here in Massachusetts. It's an unintended consequence, but the medium and heavy duty truck mandates, there's just not the infrastructure for people to comply. I mean, you can't, if you buy these vehicles, they're expensive, and then there's no infrastructure for charging. So it's really a problem. You have to do especially the transportations. You have to do it
The
correctly.
transportation stuff.
Yeah.
The biggest, like, blockage for that is the back end, like, fixing it. The mechanics, that infrastructure is non-existent. Yeah.
But they never break.
Yeah.
There's lots to fix, but there's
Usually,
yeah.
you know, if you bump into something, you need something fixed. That's more, or somebody gets in a car accident and.
So 350 Mass is doing a subcommittee for the specialized stretch code, and they're in the first meeting Sunday at 1.
Okay,
If I can send that in the email.
yeah,
It's Zoom? It's Zoom, right? It's just Zoom.
yeah,
If anybody's around,
yeah.
jumpstart that.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. So we'll start with the specialized stretch code. And the FAR goal is the climate leader community.
Awesome. I love, this is a great thing for us to do. talking about. It's 7:53. I'm such a horrible timekeeper, so can we go through the updates from your division and take that out of order so that we give you a chance to tell us all the fun stuff?
All right, I'll give you a quick update. Solar installations, got material delivered for Wang High School, McAuliffe and Robinson.
Material delivered?
Yep.
Holy moly,
Awesome.
Yeah.
those must have been some big trucks.
Yeah. Let's see,
That's so cool.
finished up phase 1, if you will, of the library lighting, if you've been in the library.
I have been in one.
Yeah, so,
Has new runs too.
yeah, let's go ahead. So I'm working on, call it phase 2 to get the rest of the library done with LED lighting in there. LED lighting was finished up at McAuliffe. That was complete. And right now we're in the LED lighting is supposed to be completed over at the Freshman Academy by the end of the month. And the final phase of this building, basically these areas of lighting, will be done by end of March. The while the lighting National Grid offered 50% OBR. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, oh, also there are another projects coming up, starting, VFDs and motors, energy efficient motors and varied frequency drives at 6 sites, 5 schools and this building.
Motors for HVAC,
Yeah,
nice,
hot water pumps, chiller pumps.
that's like a
And
lot of
that was,
savings.
yeah, and there was a good incentive on that. It was, basically a $200,000 project for all of them, and we're only gonna pay 12,000.
Dang,
Yeah,
that's cool. And do you have numbers for like, I mean, I'm sure that it's like in the thousands for like energy savings over that, however many.
yeah,
years.
yeah.
Sweet,
Yeah, I mean, with the incentives being so good, it usually has really great energy savings.
Yeah.
So it's calculated.
That's awesome. Ooh, that's so cool,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Oh, weatherization coming up too, the wastewater plant, the drinking water plant. Cemetery buildings, DPW headquarters. And Parks Department headquarters and this building.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sweet, when's that happening?
That should be kicking off. I've been kind of waiting on it till the weather gets a little warmer.
That would
In
be
the spring.
Awesome. The solar materials delivered, you said for the Wayne,
Yeah, Wang, Robinson, McCullough. And the high school.
It'd be nice to take some photos.
Yeah, I have photos. I mean, it's just material sitting in the ground, but I'll take action photos when they get up on the roof. So I got some nice before and after.
even the ones
photos.
with the materials
Yeah.
sitting on the
Yeah,
ground.
that's
Yeah.
great.
The library is the best. The lighting at the library, I have before and after, is just the difference.
Yeah, can you send
Amazing.
some photos?
Yeah.
I'm also excited.
This is why we're up here. We're all like dorks. Oh, sorry, AC, go ahead.
No, it's just, I have to hop off soon, but I was wondering if you were going to mention the pavement letter, where that is?
Oh,
Who's
sorry.
seen it?
Thank you, yep, I don't know, oh, yeah,
I can tell you the response from the city engineer.
yep,
It seems to be gaining traction more in the private sector, but there are limitations to it currently. You can't plow it. If it snows, you have to keep the plow off it. You can't put salt on it because it clogs the ability for the water to pass through. And you can't run a regular street sweeper on it. You have to get a vac truck with like a water spray nozzle on it. So, it basically is kind of cost prohibitive, the
and like
operation.
utility
Yeah.
prohibitive.
Yeah,
Where are they using?
Yeah, do they use it in the Northeast?
And the salt.
the Southmore.
Yeah.
Chelsea was using, I know
Yeah.
Chelsea was using it, they got tons of salt in that place.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I could see it. Probably, like walkways or through a park or
Oh,
something right now, something like
maybe.
that. Yeah, I mean, you can't even use it in a parking lot, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the last thing
Yeah.
we need is people complaining about not being able to plow things in the.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, that's a good, thanks for that update, good, look into it. But
So,
that's good.
so are you talking about some kind of permeable surface stuff that you're using, or what was that?
It's just a different kind of, like asphalt that,
Yeah.
that has the more gray material in it so that it doesn't hold so much light, like it doesn't, the heat, no. So we put together a letter a while back, I can share it with you, but.
You got it so dry.
Yeah. All right, well, we can kind of look into it.
They're probably just out west in Arizona.
I think they're coming to the website. I know Chelsea's, but they may have the same issues with it. Over there too, so.
I mean, even places that use it, you wonder, okay, we put this in, how are you doing with it a year
How are
from
you
now?
doing
know? You get people who, even like with the building, we're putting in an all electric building and, okay, you're tell me about it a year from now, how's it going?
Yeah, definitely. So is that what they've heard from other places? It's like there's limitations to it that kind of.
So I assume that's what the response was from.
Okay.
City engineer.
All right, so it is 7:59. So let's see here, gas service rates was more of just like increases, was more just a discussion that I wanted to put up there, but we can table it for another time, we can make just a time, and then Mass DEC Home Modernization Navigator. I tried to get a meeting and it got canceled on me, and then I didn't get any more outreach. Does anybody else have any?
Oh, I just signed up for a virtual event.
Yeah, that's what I did.
The launch on Monday? Is it
It's
Monday?
the 12th, it said March 12th.
Okay, right.
Oh.
Cause I just finally went on the website and like, oh, we have a meeting, I should go check it out. And there was a
Virtual.
yeah, virtual event, you can
Oh, we all signed up for that.
sign, I can send the email.
Okay, I did like a one-on-one consult, and then,
I think Christine did.
Yeah, Christine did, or tried to.
did she get through?
She finally did.
You know what?
I'm not sure
Okay.
how successful it was.
I'm guessing there's like a lot of like ramping up they probably still need to do. Yes.
Yeah, there's still testing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
They're gonna launch it here in Lowell on whatever day it is, the 12th. Is that what it said?
I don't know if that's a lot.
That's the way I read it.
Okay.
Because they launched it in Springfield and got overwhelmed with
It's a
the,
kickoff event, the 12th,
yeah.
so
We can advertise it. And maybe,
I'll email you guys the link.
okay. Any other upcoming events that anybody wants to highlight that we might want to just like share on Facebook or anything? And next meeting, we'll go through our like annual schedule of events. We were supposed to do that this time and I forgot.
The next being Starbucks.
And styrofoam, yeah. Yes. All right, do we have a motion? Does anybody else have anything they want to add?
I will make a motion to end the meeting.
All right, do we have a second?
See Kevin, second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thanks for.
Bye, everyone. Bye, guys.